Alright, hello, ZQ here. A little bit nervous because this is A, my first time, and B, I've practiced a little, but it's still not that great. Alright, so let us begin with, here's the patch we'll be making. I've called it the strange pad. Of course, you call it whatever you want. Album artwork, background artwork, not mine, wendydunham.com, convolution. Same with the Aztec and any other kind of background you'll see me using. They're not mine. The day I make artwork this cool will be the day pigs fly. So, wendydunham.com. Good stuff. So, let's start with the patch. Here is a sample of the patch you will be making. 1 second. There we go. A little sample of what we'll be making here. So let's start. So let's start by making a combinator. Combinators make life a better place. I hate this. I never use the so-called mastering mixer. I always use this tiny mixer. I don't know why. Whatever, I guess it's what I'm used to. So let's go create an instance of Thor polysonic synth. Bring that up to 12. So now we've got cool. Let's change this to wavetable. Bring that to synced syn. Bring the octave down to 3, and the position up to 31. 31. There we go. I'm pretty sure, no, we did not change that. Let's just click this little happy sync button right here, make that sync. Next, we'll need a multi-oscillator. Leave that where it is, change it to pulse wave, square wave, whatever you want to call it. Interval, detune amount, I believe, is it 40, if I remember correctly. Let me just check. No, I am wrong. 36. Sorry. 36. So now, that's the synced syn, and with the multi. Okay. Actually, we're going to destroy this for now, so that's what you'll be getting through without anything. Next, where we've synced this, we're going to make an analog, bring it down 1 octave, set it to triangle mode, and run that through. That's what we've got. Alright, next, we're going to create, for filter 1, a comb filter. We're going to bring the frequency down to 636. I want to get this perfect. There we go. And the resonance up to 36. So now it'll sound kill the envelope. No one loves the envelope. Right. Route this part through. Route only the analog, the triangle analog, through to filter 2, and make it a formant. Don't change anything on here except the envelope, which nobody loves again, so we're going to put that all the way down. Alright, so that's the main sound. Now we're just going to add a little extra. So chorus, turn the rate all the way down, turn the dry wet to, I think it was, 30. Yeah, 30. I think I have it on 30 here. Yeah, 30. Cool. A little bit of width. Next, for the actual movement parts, we'll start with LFO1, key sync, tempo sync, rate to 4 to 1, turn these all down, and waveform, keep it on syn. Next, for the mod envelope, turn on the tempo sync, do not click loop, put these all the way up to 4 to 1. You'll see why in a second, or in a few minutes, whatever. Next, LFO2, key sync, tempo sync, rate 4/4, no delay, waveform still on syn. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start bussing these effects around. So let's start with a mod envelope, destination, filter 1, frequency. Just leave it at 0, but turn this amount up to 100 and put that to performance mod wheel. So now, there might be an idea. Okay, another thing, turn sustain all the way up. Turn the attack up to, it's not very high, yeah, 40, 47, whatever. And I'm pretty sure you turn this up to 507. Yep, 507. So it doesn't start immediately, it has a bit of a tail end to it. So if we turn this up, I'm not getting anything out of it yet because the mod wheel is down. Turn this all the way up, get some nice movement. And yeah, we have it on. Yep. Next we're going to go to sources over here. You can do it here, but that takes longer. LFO1, we're going to route 100% to filter frequency 1. We're going to turn this amount to -100, and we're going to go filter 2Y. Turn this off, hold control and click it, and that will set it to its default. Turn this amount up to 100 and scale it by the mod wheel. So now mod wheel down, nothing. Turn it up and the LFO will take control of the comb filter frequency and the y-axis of the formant. So it's a nice bit of movement there. And also we're going to create, not create, but rather make another busing effect. LFO1, 100% to filter to x-axis. So now both this and this will move. Gives it a cool effect. So now that we've got the main Thor patch bit done, we're gonna create now a maximizer. I just, you know, take what I did with a grain of salt. It's okay. Let's just all right. Okay, so that's fairly simple. Just 4 mm look ahead. Keep these on fast. Turn the soft clip all the way up. There. Fairly simple. Next, create a delay. So DDL1 delay line. Put the steps up to 8. So, and turn the dry wet. Kind of have to keep the dry wet low. 30. Doesn't matter. Feedback, I turned it up a little bit, or not. Maybe it's still at 30. Is it at 30? No, it's at 40, because I turned the feedback down to 30. Actually, you can customize this however you want. The feedback kind of rules out how long the delay will last for, and make sure that this button's on 16th. So, okay. Now, the reason we did LFO2 but didn't route it to any busing was because if you press tab to go to the back, modulation output, there's an LFO2 wire right here, and there's a pan wire right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the CV out of the LFO2 and put it into the CV in on the pan. So now, listen to the pan when the delay comes in. You'll notice it wobbles from left to right. I think it's a pretty cool effect. Obviously, you don't have to do that if you don't want to just rip the cable out. It's that easy. So then after that, we are going to create... What is it we are going to create today? Compressor. I don't think I did anything. Nope, didn't do anything to it. Just kind of there to squash a bit the sound. Not a big deal. Next up, we have an RV7000 with a little bit of modding to it. RV7000 Advanced Reverb. Make sure it's on initialized patch. I should have said that up here too. Make sure Thor was on initialized. And if it wasn't and you don't know how to initialize it, right click, reset device, or if you're running an earlier version of Reason, you'll have init patch. So, whatever. So now in the RV, we're going to set the room size. Oh, right, go to room. I'm fairly certain it's on, yeah, it's on room. So not hall. Change it down 1 to room. Change the size to 10.6. Room 1. Diffusion 127, sorry. Yeah, all I really did was turn up the delay a little bit. Just give it a nice sweep. Turn that down to like 40. Let's just check on that right here. Yeah, 40. Cool. So now what we've got is, it's got a glorious tail end now. That'll be nice and handy. Click this, it'll take the plug out. That's all there really is to it, I'm fairly certain. Yeah. that's it. Next, we are going to create a stereo imager. This is just going to help cut out some of the bass and widen up the high end. Stereo imager. Fairly certain you bring this, yeah, you bring it down to about, I don't know, 2/6, 352. You bring the bass width up to 40, so the bass is nice and wide. And as for width, for the high, just to 20, because we want the bass to be less apparent in this patch. Next up, okay. I currently have Reason 6.5.1. 6.5 has a problem with the Dr. Octorex that doesn't allow you to play regular RX2 files. But all you need is rack extensions, the saturation knob, and the Rough Rider were both free. I'm not sure if they still are. If they are, definitely pick them up. The saturation knob, for something that only has one slider and one knob, it can definitely change an entire sound. And the Rough Rider compressor just mangles your sound and squashes it to hell and back. So all we're really going to do here is create... Fairly certain it's... No, it's not. It is in Studio Effects, Softtube Saturation Knob. I'm going to go into here, and here, I'll just show you right here. So we've got Patch Browser, just click on Warm Up, and instead of 1.2, just bring it up to a full 2. See, so it just adds a bit of happiness to the sound. And as for the Rough Rider, it's just deadly, so I didn't do anything to it. I just kind of stuck it in there saying, hey, this sounds cool. See? What I like about the Rough Rider is that the way it works is it'll chop off some of the low ends, chop out some of the high ends, and boost the extra low ends and a bit of the mid. So next up, we have Pulverizer, which you have to have at least Reason 5 for. You have to have at least Reason 5 for the Pulverizer and the vocoder. Just fair warning. You don't have to have them. The vocoder just kind of cleans stuff up, and the Pulverizer, which I have dynamic tremolo, just kind of adds a cool effect. So exactly what I said. Create creative effects. Go into here. Dynamic tremolo right here. So now your sound will sound like... Now that's way too much tremolo for me. So we're going to take the dry wet blend down to 37. So we still get a bit of a waver there. Next, we're going to add in a BV512 vocoder. Important note here, just let me grab it first. God, I can never find anything in this. There we go. Important note, set this knob right here to equalizer. If you set it to vocoder, it won't make any noise. Set it to equalizer, and then. So all I really did, 8 bands instead of 16. Because 4 bands won't really affect your sound a whole lot. 8 bands will affect your sound a little bit. 16 bands will make it sound definitely smushed. 32 bands will make it sound like it's coming out of an FM radio. And FFT is just kind of a somewhat extended version of 32 bars. So just stick it to 8. Frequency band level adjust. That's just if you feel like EQing stuff from here, which I didn't really do. Then we have an equalizer and a maximizer. So I'll just create those right now because they're both fairly simple. Equalizer, maximizer. Equalizer simple, just kind of carved out the middle, carved out the very middle end, carved out the low end, and gave the high end a bit of sparkle. So low end, Q all the way up to 2, I'm fairly certain. Yep. And gains at -3.4. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but you know what I mean. Don't change the frequency, then turn on param 1. Don't change the frequency again. And this time, just turn the gain down to -6.9. Hee hee hee. 6.9. A beautiful thing interrupted by a period. Sorry. I'll be quiet now. And just turn this down a little bit to 2.7Q. Then you have to turn param 3. It is param 3. Yeah, not high. Change this to 7,000 kilohertz. Really doesn't matter where in the 7,000 range. Just keep it within there. Actually, I think there are only a few numbers. Try to keep it on the low end of the 7,000 kilohertz. There, like right there. And boost the gain by 4.3 decibels, and the Q at 1.6. 4.3 decibels. So now we've got a nice sparkling high end and not too much bass. Next, we're going to go to our maximizer, which I have a feeling, yep, no limiter, just a soft clip. Because what the soft clip does is it will take down the overall gain of the sound without making it audibly different, right? So you can't hear much of a difference, but you'll notice that in the output level in decibels, the bars definitely went down a good 4. So that is the extent of my patch. If you want to know how I did this bit up here, it gets fairly complicated, so I'm warning you now, if you're a noob, just experiment with moving these manually. But if you're someone like me who enjoys making things way more complicated than they have to be, I'll show you how to do this right now. So, quitters, goodbye. Those who feel to persevere, I like you guys. Stick around. So, we're going to do this. Whip out the programmer, because we don't need any of this anymore. All we need is the programmer. Let's start down here with the maximizer. So, maximizer, really simple. I just put rotary 4 to the output gain. So if we click, right, so look at my mouse. So we've got the source, the target, min, max. So click on the target adjacent to rotary 4 and go to output gain right here. Minimum is at 0, maximum is at 127. So that means that now rotary 4, which is this one right here, will be controlling my gain. Then we have pulverizer, which on button 2 is the blend. So button 2 right here will turn on and off the tremolo. So go to button 2, hit the target adjacent to it, go to, I think it's master. Yeah, master, go to blend. Change the minimum to 73% and change the maximum to 0. So now what this will do is, while the button's off, the blend is on 73%, is on 37%, sorry. And when you turn the button on, it'll go down to 0%, thereby shutting off the tremolo. Next up, we have the RV7000, which is button 3, so target adjacent to button 3, and go to master, enabled. Set minimum to 1 and leave maximum at 2. So what'll happen now is that button 3, when I click it, the maximum is 2. So minimize all this crap. So look, button 3, I have it on enabled. When I click button 3, that will go up to bypass, and when I turn it off, it'll go on to on. Because 0 is off, so no sound can even get by. 1 is on, and 2 is bypass, so the effect won't affect the entire sound. Just do this, because it's kind of annoying. There, alright. Now we're going to go to delay, because some people don't like the delay. Whatever, you know who you are, I really don't care. We're going to go to button 1 here. We're going to go to enabled. Again, minimum 1, maximum 2. So while the button's off, it's running. While the button's on, it'll turn off. And the last one, which is the most complicated, yeah, the Thor. Okay, so Thor. First of all, we're going to go to rotary 1. We're going to go to performance, click on mod wheel. So now, as I turn rotary 1, the mod wheel for Thor 2 will also change. So let's open up this. So look at the mod wheel right here. See? So as I move this, that will change the mod wheel, which in a chain reaction will also affect the mod envelope and the LFO1. It's a nice little chain reaction that makes life a little simpler. Just put you back to the way you are. I don't care about you. Next, rotary 2, LFO1 rate, 0 and 27. 127. So for rotary 2 now, that will change the overall rate. Let's open this up without, okay, there. So rotary 2 now, if we watch down here at the LFO 1 rate, it's changing that. Now we're actually just going to go, so see here in sources, we have rotary 3. Click on rotary 3 and push on the rotary 2. That will now control rotary 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, mod envelope, attack, and we're going to reverse these. So the minimum is going to be 127, the maximum will be 0. And we're going to do the same thing here again. So rotary 2 is now going to go mod envelope decay, same thing, minimum 127, maximum 0. And rotary 2 once again to mod envelope release. Again, same thing. So now what will happen is, because the LFO rate, the lower the knob is, the slower it goes. And for the mod envelope, the higher the sliders are, the slower it goes. So we've just reversed these so that while this knob goes low, everything moves slowly. And while the knob goes up, we watch these 3 and that knob, see? So they move in their respective direction. Now we're going to click on button 2 and go to rotary 3 this time. And we're going to go oscillator. Nope, we're going to mixer. Sorry, I keep getting that wrong. Mixer, oscillator 3 level. And we're going to make it, I'm fairly certain, yep, 0 and 27 for the minimax. Now we're going to go Buton 4. Quoting Simon here from Yogcast. So Buton 4, we are going to go Modbus 1 destination amount, and we're going to turn the minimum to 0 and the maximum to 100. So now what that means is that when the button is maximum, so yeah, when the button's on, the mod 1 destination amount, which is this, will be on 100. So let's see if I can, yeah, so see, so it'll turn over here, it'll turn that on and off. Now with another button 4, go to Modbus, this time go to mod 8 destination amount, not mod 8 destination 2, destination 1, and you're going to reverse that. So the minimum is 100, the maximum is 0. So what this is going to do now is every time you click this button, the mod envelope amount and the LFO1 amount will fluctuate, which will allow you to change what I called the morph type. I know, original name, I know. So that is the grand equivalent, the entirety of my patch. I think it sounds pretty cool, I'll be honest. So I don't feel like naming these right now. Yep, convolution, wendydunham.com background. So there you go. You can save that as whatever the hell you want. It's done. So now if we go over here, show you a little quick loop I made. So let's just Kong. This is my patch again. This is my everything patch, and this is the patch that we just made. So voila. That is the patch. Hope you enjoy it. No clue if it's going to be up for downloads. I don't suppose it really matters all that much. Made the patch. Hope you guys have fun using whatever songs you want. Have a good day.